He's going to celebrate goals before they even go in. This is a new wrinkle. It's our #1 favourite thing to do, to let the other team get back in their shape. And then he just spits it all over his own face. Right, hello everybody, welcome back to The Golden Sky. I'm Tom. Today I'm going to be analysing Liverpool's 1-1 draw with Burnley. Yes, I really am doing this kind of analysis. I hope you enjoy. Let's get right into the clips from the game. So, like I said at the start, I really am going to analyse this game. I do this with every Prem game and most of the European games as well. If you are watching this, it's one of three reasons, really. One, you're either a rival fan and you've come to have a laugh at how shit we are. B, you're a sicko like me. Or C, you actually enjoy the complete and utter pain of watching Liverpool at the minute. Now, whichever of those it is, thank you for watching, first of all, and let's get into it, because in the first half, there were some parts of the game that actually weren't all that bad. Now, thinly veiled within that is lots of parts that are actually quite concerning and bad. They sort of go hand in hand at the minute, and I'm not going to do loads and loads on this game, as much as you probably don't want to watch the video or had to really motivate yourself to click it. You know, I had to motivate myself to watch this game back. Imagine doing that. So let's start here at the start with Kirkes on the ball, who was one of our better players in this game, whilst not being amazing. Looking for a passing option. The only real passing option he's got is Gakpo, which is about as good as a passing option as me sat in my living room watching the game. So what does he decide to do? Well, he does a little feint, drops his body this way, sends the defender Marcus Edwards to the shops and flies past him, which is good play from Kirkes. Penetrative play, exactly the type of play that we need when you play against a team who drop all their players behind the ball. You need players who can take a man on. We don't have anyone who can do that, besides maybe like 2 players in the whole team. Now, he drops the ball off to Szoboszlai, who wasn't good in this game at all, maybe his worst game of the season, but this is a good pass from him. So Kirkes continues his run. He's driving into the space. You see that, just the fact that Kirkes beat Edwards has forced this player to come out and meet Kirkes. It's pulled Tuanzebe out of position with him releasing the ball quickly. It just pulls players around. Walker's trying to get into the space and cover, but he can't get there fast enough. Szoboszlai's going to drop this ball into the space. Really good pass from him. Kirkes takes it, and we end up in this position. And the fact that we don't score from here is pretty alarming, really. I mean, Kirkes should shoot, first of all. He's got to hit this. It's clear as day. I mean, even I've missed there, actually, with the pencil. But you should just shoot in this far corner. I've seen him score goals like this for Bournemouth last year. I think there was one at Newcastle he scored. Similar one from here. But he tries to square this ball to Curtis Jones. Now, maybe it's the right thing to do. You know, if he gets it across, it's a 100% goal. Maybe he's being unselfish. But it doesn't work out. You know, they get back. Lucas Perez gets back at the back post and is able to clear it. However, this is good play. But what I want to highlight is we've got Nobed123 over here on the wing, who has decided this game what he's going to do. And he's not the only one, by the way. He's going to celebrate goals before they even go in. This is a new wrinkle in our team, apparently. Maybe Arne Slot has asked the boys if they can. Maybe if you start celebrating goals before they've gone in, they'll actually start to go in, you know, sort of willing them to go in the net. Maybe he said, try celebrating before it goes in, guys, and see if that works, because nothing else is. Gakpo tries it here. Looks like a right muppet, doesn't he? Kirkes squares the ball. Gakpo's still celebrating, and we don't score. Now, this is only a very, very small thing, and no one in the world will pick this out if they tactically analyse this game, except for me at the Golden Sky, right? Because I actually watch the full game back before I make these videos, not just the highlight packages, and I pick out the bits that you guys really need to see. This is one of them, right? It's just a throw-in, okay? Nothing comes of this at all, but just this epitomises and encapsulates how Liverpool play at the minute. First thing, number one, Frimpong has got the ball. He's not even ready to take the throw yet, okay? Right, Burnley are quite high. They're trying to box us in a little bit. Right, you've got Szoboszlai in the middle. His first thing, he's telling Frimpong, throw it backwards. Throw it here. That's what he wants him to do. Go back, right? Keep that in your mind. Go back. Van Dijk is not even looking. He's chatting to Alisson. God knows what he's asking him. Maybe he's asking him what he's playing on his iPad. Maybe he's asking him what song he's learned on guitar. More likely, he's maybe saying, this ball is probably coming to you, and when it does, pass it to Kirkes. You can see that's where he's sort of pointing with his hand. He's doing this sort of action with his thumb, you know, over his shoulder. Throw it to Kirkes when it comes to you, because I think the idea is they want to throw it here, move it to the goalkeeper, and then pass it out here. Right? But watch what happens. Broja just watch Liverpool's movement, and Broja as well. Frimpong steps up to the line. Right, now Broja has just took a few steps towards Konate, just this way. So now this throw to Konate is a little bit risky. You can't quite see him. He's under my my camera there, Konate. But Broja's a bit closer to him now. The lane isn't quite as open as it was. So the only movement Liverpool have made, and this is about 10 seconds of Frimpong having the ball, by the way. We take so long to take throw-ins, is that Gravenberch has ran from here to here. Okay, he's never going to get the ball, by the way. He's just ran into loads of Burnley players. Okay, but at least he moved. We'll give him some credit. What I'm looking at is what we do next. So Frimpong throws the ball to Jones, okay, who can easily just pop this ball back to Frimpong. Then he can maybe pop it to Szoboszlai. He can maybe, you know, if Kirkes takes some steps backwards, maybe Frimpong can switch it over towards him. There's loads of space. All of Burnley's team have shuffled right across over here, as you would expect. But that's not what happens. Instead, Curtis Jones is pressed and just easily robbed of the ball by Burnley. As easy as pie, like taking candy from a baby. It really is. Not that I've ever done that, obviously. Jadon Anthony just takes the ball, runs forward. This is from our own throw-in, by the way. Just runs forward, gets to the edge of our box, completely unchallenged, and has a free shot. Now, if this goes in, this is exactly the type of thing where our manager, after the game, would say, well, the other team had no chances. Did you see the game? They didn't have any chances, but they scored a goal like this. This is because in too many aspects of the game, we are crap. And I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. It's a simple throw-in. It's very, very basic football, and it leads to them having a shot on the edge of the box. These are professional footballers. They can score from outside the box. Whether it's likely or not, they can. Okay. Now we see a bit of good work from Florian Wirtz, who is an absolute beacon of hope and light on this football team. Him, Frimpong, Ekitike, Kirkes, the new signings basically are the only ones in this game who did anything of note that was good, and they're the only ones really who give me any sort of football enjoy whatsoever at the minute. And Wirtz here, nothing crazy from him, but this is all about knowing your players, knowing who you're playing with, and that's the fine detail the top players have. He knows he's got Frimpong ahead of him. He knows Frimpong has space ahead of him. And he knows if I just put this ball into the space, Jeremy Frimpong is going to get it. And that's what he does. He just knocks it into the space. Frimpong gets onto it easily and delivers across. Now, a little bit light in the box here. We've got Szoboszlai in there. Ekitike is making his way in. It's hard to keep up with Frimpong, in fairness. Szoboszlai wins the header. Good ball in from Frimpong. Szoboszlai not the best in the air though, is he really? It's not really his strong point, and the header goes quite feebly wide in the end. But on another day, this could be Isak, it could be Ekitike, or even Szoboszlai could flick this header into the far corner and we score a goal. But it's just good from Wirtz, and that's the main reason I put this in. And Frimpong as well, in fairness. Okay, now we see Liverpool trying to build up against Burnley's set formation, which is what we like to do every time we attack. What you'll notice about Liverpool when we attack is it's our number one favourite thing to do, to let the other team get back in their shape. But when they're out of shape, we're like, oh, what, this must be illegal. We can't attack like this. We have to let the other team get right back in the shape, then we will commence our attack. Are you in shape yet, guys? No? All right, we'll give you a second. Are you there now? Yes? Okay, perfect. Now we'll start our attack. This is what we did. And this was our shape most of the game on Saturday, and what you'll notice about it is it looks a little bit like a Jurgen Klopp Liverpool setup. What do I mean by that? Well, you've got your three midfielders here in this triangle, sort of. Let's fill it in, the full triangle there. That's what Klopp used to do. He'd have his deepest midfielder. This would be Fabinho. This would usually be Henderson. Then you'd have Wijnaldum. You'd have Milner. You'd have Thiago in the later years. And this is how he played. Pretty simple for three in the middle. You've got your two centre-backs wide with the deepest midfielder splitting them. When you've got your full-backs really wide, they're the ones who give you the width. So we had Frimpong in this game who basically played as a right winger. He's giving you the width on the right-hand side, and Kirkus is giving it you on the left. Then you have your front three, which in this case was these three in this game, Gakpo, Ekitike and Wirtz, who did play right wing in this game, even though he had very much a free role and he was allowed to come inside. Very narrow. You see the three of them are narrow, the fullbacks are much wider, and that can lead to them getting the ball in dangerous areas, and that's exactly what happens here. So Gravenberch plays the ball to Szoboszlai. There's nothing complicated about this whatsoever, guys, from a tactical point of view. At all. And having those narrow wingers, what it allows you to do is get in between centre-backs and wing-backs in a five at the back. It's very useful. And under Klopp, there was a period where we used to absolutely kill teams who played five at the back. I mean murder them because of this exact reason. We'd get Mane in between, we'd get Salah in between, and we'd have Firmino in the middle, just providing little flicks either side, around the corner, into those players. And if that didn't work, we had Trent Alexander-Arnold down this wing and Andy Robertson down this wing, who would just kill teams with their delivery and their constant overlapping, marauding runs, and we just destroy five at the back. This is what we have now. Szoboszlai plays the ball to Gakpo. He's in a good area here. Imagine if this was Sadio Mane. Just imagine, who, by the way, won the AFCON last night in the most mental game I've ever seen in my life. Imagine if it was Luis Diaz, right? Instead, it's Cody Gakpo. And now, people are really, really, really harping on Gakpo, and I don't want to really pile on him, but he is actually just shit. So here he is with the ball, and what he does here, I genuinely can't explain. I don't know what he's trying to do. Just watch. He just, outside of the footsit, okay, the ball goes over here, right? It gets blocked immediately, as all of Gakpo's stuff does. But who is he even passing this to? Let's say this pass doesn't get blocked here, which it does. Let's say it actually makes its way through, right? Who is he aiming for? He's not passing it to Ekitike. The ball goes over here. Wirtz is nowhere near. Jones is outside the box. There's no one else there. So let's say this goes through here. Who is he actually passing it to? I have genuinely got no idea. And obviously the attack just breaks down. Right, now we have Wirtz again, just doing the business. Gravenberch gives him a little tricky ball in the middle. He just brings it down beautifully. He can do no wrong in my eyes, this fella, I'm telling you. On the volley, cuts across the ball. Absolutely amazing pass over to Ekitike. Lands right at his feet. I mean, it's like an arrow, honestly. Right at his feet. And Ekitike in this area is dangerous. And this is why Ekitike and Isak can definitely play together when they're in the same team. Because Ekitike from this left channel is dangerous. I mean, we all know that. Just compare this, and I'll give you an example in a second of him cutting inside, the explosiveness, the timing, compared to how Gakpo does it. Just watch this. So Ekitike has the ball. Kirk recognised the situation, makes a great run, runs around him. Now, like Gakpo, Ekitike doesn't pass Kirk the ball, but in this situation, it's because he makes a good chance himself. He uses Kirk as the decoy, and the key here is timing. It's just as Kirk gets around him, Ekitike begins to cut in. Walker has to be honest with his defending. He has to go with Kirkus, and Ekitike uses that. Look at the separation he gets, not just from Walker, but from Tuanzebe. Look, he's cut inside. He's created a free shot for himself on the edge of the box. Because of that cut in, no one is going to block this. He manages to get it off. Dubravka makes the save. It wasn't quite in the corner enough. But this is what cutting inside and making separation looks like from a good player. Right, now we're going to compare this to Cody Gakpo. A bit wider, sure, and less of a counter-attack. Okay, you can all factor that into your critiques and judgment on this play, but Gakpo has the ball. Kyle Walker has it. He's already saying, look, he's already pointing. He's talking to Ugachukwu, he's talking to Tuanzebe. He's already saying, look, he's coming here. He's already saying it. He knows, and it works perfectly. Walker's got experience. Gakpo cuts inside. Okay, in this case, it's actually Marcus Edwards who's the one. But Gakpo's touch is so heavy, and he's got himself... He just walks forward with the ball, so then he cuts in at such an angle that now there's nowhere he can go. Compare this to Ekitike, he cut inside here, so he could get to the edge of the box, and it's harder to mark. Gakpo walks everybody so far into their own box and then cuts in, takes a really heavy touch, and is forced as a result to poke the ball towards the edge of the box. Now it lands over here. Look where it goes. I mean, it doesn't go to Szoboszlai. It just about makes it to Gravenberch, but it could easily be given away. And now the attack is all in disarray. Gravenberch plays it out to Frimpong. I don't know what Szoboszlai is telling him to do here. God knows what this means. Calm down? I don't know. Frimpong crosses the ball in. Decent ball. Gakpo gets up and wins it. I mean, he's short, he's massive, and harmlessly heads it over the bar. Not the easiest header. Let's cut him some slack, but I just thought that was an interesting comparison of Ekitike's and Gakpo's ability there in that sort of left position on the pitch. All right, now, again, build up. First half, looking very similar. We've tried lots and lots of different build-ups this season, lots of them. Some of them more successful than others. One of our most successful ones was having Konate here, Van Dijk here, and Curtis Jones here as a back three, like this. We did that for about 3 weeks when we played a diamond, and it worked really well. And as a result, we've moved vastly away from that. We've not done it since. We played Inter, we played Brighton. They were two of our better games this season, and we won them both, and we didn't concede any goals. And since then, we've gone, nah, I'm not going to bother doing that anymore. We've gone to this one. This is a more typical build-up style. You got your full-backs wide, again. You got your three at the back, but it's your centre-backs wide and your DM splitting them. And then you've got your two midfielders are more advanced, so Szoboszlai and Jones in this case, with the front three. Let's just take those lines off. Burnley are high enough here where we can make a run in behind, and we don't do this nearly enough. Part of that is because we don't have wingers who can run in behind. In this game, we played Gakpo on the left wing, who couldn't make a run in behind if his life depended on it, and Florian Wirtz, who's not a winger, so isn't going to make him runs in behind. Now, Frimpong can, but he's not playing on the wing. He's playing right back, who also was playing right wing. Like I said in the ratings, are you confused yet? You will be. Now, Ekitike makes the run. Konate finds him with a channel pass. It's a good ball. Good hold up from Ekitike, brings others into play. One of them being Florian Wirtz, who's the one you always want to bring into play. He's the one who's always looking to create something. Finds a really fired, there's pace on this pass into Curtis Jones, who is simply not ready for the ball. And this is the difference again. This is not to harp on Jones. I thought he was not the best in this game at all. I think I gave him a 3 in the ratings, but he was better than Szoboszlai and Gravenberch. And it's just the difference between a top class player like Wirtz and just a good player like Jones. He's just not expecting this pass to ever come to him. And that's why when it does, he takes a really heavy touch and Florentino Luis can clear it. If he's sharp, if he's alert here, he can set this one up with his left foot and he can hit it with his right, or maybe take it closer to his body, try and make a shot for himself. But the ball ricochets out eventually to Kerkez, who can deliver across. Kerkez was really good in this game at getting forward, bombing on. I think we used our fullbacks in a much more normal fashion, much more traditional at least, just overlapping high and wide in this game. It comes to Frimpong. He's hitting this one on the volley. And what do you notice about this picture, everybody? Have you noticed the Dutchman celebrating already before the ball's gone in the net? What's all this about? What is all this about? Van Dijk celebrating this time. There's 30 million Burnley ogres at the back here, ready to try and defend this one. And of course, they block it, and we don't score. Now, next one. I put this one in, and don't worry, I'm not going to analyse a penalty, right? This is only in for one reason and one reason only. This absolute dickhead over here on the edge of the box, what the hell's he doing? What is he doing? What in the Christ in hell is going on over here? He's gone full Michael Jackson, leaning over like he's defying gravity. I mean, what is he going to do next? He's going to fucking moonwalk down the pitch. What is he playing at? Why is he celebrating? We've not even took the penalty yet. Like, come on. Is he taking the piss? Look, this is Ekitike, okay? Again, he's out on the wing. He looks quite similar to Gakpo when the player's like flying by. They've got similar coloured boots on, similar build. They wear the kit the same way, at least for the first half, before Ekitike pulls his socks down. The haircuts are quite similar. You wouldn't notice. It's only when one of them gets the ball and you notice then, because one of them does good stuff and one of them does bad stuff. Ekitike gets the ball there, brings it down. beats 2 players, holds them off, drives into the box. If you weren't convinced it was Ekitike at this point, you would be by now. Looks up, doesn't have much on in the box. You can't really get this past to Jones, or get this one to Frimpong is going to be difficult as well. So he just tries to have a shot. He just hits it, hoping that something will happen. It does. Jones, give him credit. This is something I credited on the ratings. He's alive. He's crashed the box. It's good. He picks up the loose ball. He's decisive then when he gets it. Finds Wirtz, no hesitation. And then Wirtz, speaking of decisive, I mean, this is ruthless. This is a sign of a guy whose confidence is where it should be. You know, and the game has really slowed down, I think, for him in the Premier League already by this point. He just lashes it in the top corner. Back where it came from, you see Dubravka already, all of his weight's on his left foot. All the Burnley players are expecting this ball to go over here, and it doesn't. He just whips it back where it came from, right in the top corner. And we should have really kicked on from there, but we didn't. And this is part of the reason why, ladies and gents. Here we are, okay? This is 1 minute before half time, okay? And this is something that really, really got on people's nerves online, and rightly so. We just defended a Burnley set piece. This is a rare occasion in the game where Burnley have players up and out of position. Look at this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Burnley players up and out of position. And then you've got another 1, 2, 3 there. Maybe Walker's in his normal position. Who are sort of retreating back to their own. So they're pulled out of position. We can launch a counter-attack is the key point. For a rare time in this game, we can, you know, fire it forward. Szoboszlai can sprint forward with the ball. Maybe you can switch it to Frimpong and get him in space. What does he do instead? He just walks. He just walks with the ball. Walks and walks and walks. And now look, by the time he's about to pass it, okay, Burnley are back in their back 5. In fact, let's draw that properly. Back in the back 5, set and ready to defend. And they're pretty much back in the midfield 4 as well. They've got Broja as the striker, and then they've got the midfield 3. The only one who's out of position is Marcus Edwards, who's the furthest man forward, trying to get back to this left wing position. We absolutely killed the counter-attack. Now, the frustrating part about this is, our manager on the side, by all accounts, clapped when this happened. He was happy that Szoboszlai did this, and I cannot understand for the life of me why. In fact, I can. I can understand why Slot wants us to do this, because he's obsessed with this theoretical control that we have in a game. But we actually never have control in a game, because we never get a game to be out of sight. The opposition always knows there'll be chances in a game against us, because there always is. Slot is obsessed with this idea that if we play slowly, that equals control, and it just simply doesn't. They don't go hand in hand. Playing slowly does not equal control. He needs to get his head around that. Okay, move on to the second half then. We'll start with some more Florian Wirtz brilliance, if you haven't already had enough dose of that this video. Gravenberch this time is going to find him in a really tight area in the box. And when he receives this ball here, if I tell you that in basically 1 second, he's going to basically create an open goal level chance for Cody Gakpo, or at the very least, a golden chance for Cody Gakpo from here, would you believe me? Well, if Florian Wirtz is on the ball, you should. I mean, he just ghosts through Burnley's defence here. It's as simple as it gets for him, really. He just dribbles to everybody, puts it on a plate for Gakpo. He puts his bib on, he puts him in his high chair, he gets the spoon, he does the aeroplane, he gives it to Gakpo. Gakpo puts the food in his mouth, and then he just spits it all over his own face. He just doesn't want to eat it, doesn't want to finish his dinner. He's throwing it all over the gaff. He tries to have this shot. It's feeble at best. It's cleared off the line. He's got to score. I mean, he's just got to score here, hasn't he? There's no excuse, no real analysis that needs to be done. It's brilliant from Wirtz, who in the tight spaces is amazing. Gakpo, disappointing yet again. Right. Now here is where things just go drastically wrong. And I'm only going to analyse this game up to when Burnley's goal goes in, because after that, it was just a mess. Okay, and it's not even... What Slot does after we concede is, and talking generally here in every game, is he just goes mental with his subs, with the players we bring on, with the positions of players that he puts on. That he just goes nuts, and there's no tactics whatsoever apart from shoot from 30 yards out or play dead slow side to side. They're the only tactics we have, right? But I am going to really analyse here the two passages of play, one that doesn't quite lead to a goal and the one that does. They're almost identical, okay? Here's the thing. We get a massive warning, and ignore the touch map. This is just on the graphic where I was rewatching the game. But it does show you that Florian Wirtz had 76 touches by the hour. Okay, this is essentially exactly what he was doing at Leverkusen. This amount of touches. It's very good. It's let me get my words out. It's a very good sign that he's doing this for us, because his touches were down at the start of the season. Now he's really influencing games, and we're seeing that a lot. But ignore that for this passage of play. This is us trying to build up from a goal kick against Burnley. Right? Burnley. Let me just set the context. If we can't build up from the back against Burnley, we can't build up against anybody. Fact. We should be able to build up. But our build-up has been crap all year. All season I've said this. Except against Arsenal, weirdly, when we were really brave and did it good. But in this game, back to a disaster. Alisson's got the ball because Van Dijk's just passed it to him. Okay. Burnley are not that high, but a pretty standard setup. They've got one player who's going to come and try and cut off one side of the pitch, and the other one who's ready to press if the ball goes here. Okay, Alisson stands on the ball. So what you need, and what all teams do from this point, is to bring a midfielder to the edge of the box. So then the goalkeeper can pass the midfielder the ball, and then the midfielder can move the ball out to the fullback or out to the centre-back. It's really not that difficult. This is the most difficult part when the goalkeeper passes the ball to midfielder. It's quite risky. But what you'll notice is Liverpool don't have any midfielders in that area at all. You've got Gravenberch, who's hiding behind Breuer. Just hiding. He does this all the time, by the way. Just hides behind midfielders. All the time he does this. Keep your eye on it. So what does Alisson do? Well, he's got no choice. By the time Marcus Edwards runs towards him, he has to kick the ball long. He's got no other choice. He could pass it to Konate, but then Konate's just going to kick it long anyway. So Alisson decides, well, what I'll do is I'll kick this to our 6'4" left winger. That's not a bad idea. Right. Except it is. Because Gakpo just looks at it. The ball's here, by the way. Right? He just watches it. It's pathetic. Pathetic. Kirkers has sort of come out. He's not in position, really. It's a shambolic start to our build-up. But luckily, the ball gets headed to Van Dijk, and he can just nod this one down to Kirkers, right? And we'll all be okay. Right? Oh, completely wrong. Kirkers is sleeping. Walker's on his toes. You know, he recognises the situation. He's alert. You can actually see him here. He's already read what's going to happen. He's behind me. You can't see. He's ready to sprint. He pounces on Kirkers. And Walker plays this ball to Marcus Edwards. In fact, before we move it on, just look at Konate. Just look. This is hilarious. He stood completely still doing the mannequin challenge in the middle. Trying to play offside, but actually plays him onside. Stood still. If you're going to play offside, step up. Or just run back. Honestly, it's calamity defending. Marcus Edwards gets this ball. He could easily just shoot himself. It's a bit like Kirkers. He could easily just run and shoot. He doesn't. He tries to square it to Anthony for the certain goal. And Konate, thank God, he gets back. Oh, hang on a minute. He's had a shot at our own goal. What are you talking about? What is he doing here? I honestly could not explain this one to you. Again, it's baffling. I mean, what is he even trying to do with this technique? He just shoots at our own net. I can't explain it. He could maybe, take a touch on his right foot and click it with his left foot out for a corner at the very least. He could sweep it with his right foot away from goal. He could do lots of different things instead of shooting at our own net. He could just kick it out with his right foot. I don't know what he's trying to do. We get away with it. Literally the next minute. So they get a corner from that, and then we defend the corner and we get a goal kick. This is right after, okay, we get to build up again. We've just failed build up miserably and almost given them a goal from our own goal kick. So we get another chance. Let's see what we do differently this time. This time Van Dijk has once again played the ball to Alisson. By the way, small details, shit pass from Van Dijk. You see already, Alisson is already coming out and having to stretch a little bit more than he'd like. Just a small detail, just showing the lack of care that our players have in the play at the minute. Alisson controls it. Now he's looking for a pass. Look. Yes, Anthony this time, who's cut off this side of the pitch. But there's no press from Marcus Edwards. He's just stood on Van Dijk. So Alisson can't pass this ball to Konate, really. He maybe could, but they don't want to. He can't pass it to Van Dijk. So he's begging at this point. You can see him. He's actually asking physically, somebody come towards me. He's saying, come on, come here, please. I need a midfielder to pass the ball to here. So finally, Curtis Jones decides maybe I should go and get this ball. And he does go and get this ball, but he's not brave on it. He doesn't try and turn or anything like that. Maybe that's not lack of being brave. He's just being sensible. But in this situation, he passes the ball straight back to Alisson. Right, now Alisson, again, is fucked when he gets this ball back. He can't pass it to Konate. He can't pass it to anyone over here. But Florian Wirtz, luckily, this should not be Wirtz's job, by the way, but he luckily recognised the situation, makes a really brave dart towards the ball. You see that the intent he's got to sprint away from his defender to create the separation. Bravely gets on the ball and does the very simple thing of just sweeping the ball first time to the now free Ibrahima Konate. This is how we should play out. It's really not that difficult. Konate gets the ball, but this is why we don't want to pass it to Konate, because once he gets it and we're out, or we should be out anyway, he tries to pass the ball to Frimpong. Now, you couldn't quite see this. In fact, can I scroll down? There we go. On this one, Konate passes the ball to Frimpong, who I'm definitely going to criticise him a little bit. He's not ready for this pass. He's not on his toes. I think he was actually trying to run down the line, but Konate doesn't recognise that. He hits it with his left foot. It's a really poor pass, and Burnley pounce upon it, and they win the ball back. So we've given it away again from our own build-up. Now Florentino Luis has the ball in the middle. The fact that they managed to score from this situation in one pass is absolutely diabolical. The positioning of our players is atrocious. And I'm going to point out these three. These three are your main culprits here. Florentino Luis is completely free. Completely. Now, he's going to play this ball in a straight line to Marcus Edwards, who's going to then, he's going to then flick it into the far corner. That cannot happen. Gravenberch and Jones, they don't have a defensive midfielder bone within their body. They really don't. They never screen passes. I talked about this in the Fulham game. They just don't screen anything. Gravenberch has been highlighted this season how bad of a defensive midfielder he can be at times, because he isn't one. We all know that. Jones, I can have a little bit of sympathy for, because he's going towards Anthony, who's asking for the ball, but Gravenberch has to see the danger and he has to get across and stop this pass from coming in. And Konate can see the whole play behind Marcus Edwards. He can see this ball is coming. He has to know Marcus Edwards is left-footed. He has to understand I have to get across, but they just don't. They just don't do anything. And the ball comes to Edwards, and it's a good finish from him. Fair play. He fires it into this far corner. Maybe on another day it doesn't go in. But it does go in this situation, and Liverpool once again concede and once again drop points at home. The first time, I think, basically ever, we haven't beaten a newly promoted side at home. Let that sink in. It's unbelievable how bad we are. Not for the whole game, but at crucial spells in games. And like I said, from this point, we just went to complete pot. And I am going to finish the analysis here. We've already gone a little bit long on this one. Or long enough anyway. That is the summary of our season in just a couple of build-up phases. Right guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I really do hope that you did enjoy it. And if you did enjoy it, as always, please do leave it a like. We're trying to get to 30 likes on all the videos. So if you did like this one, please do drop it a like. Helps to get it out to more people. And we're trying to get to 500 subscribers as well, everyone. So if you could, please click subscribe. We're trying to get to 500, but we are very close to 400. So help me get to that milestone first. That will be amazing. Podcast listeners all over the show, 5-star rating and reviews, all that good stuff. Guys, I will be back at the very latest on Wednesday with the ratings video. I may, if I have time, do a video tomorrow. A bit of a different video. I want to make it a good one though, so it might not come out tomorrow, but I have got something planned that will be a good one for you all. We'll see if I have time tomorrow to get that out, but I'm not sure that I will. If not, I will speak to you on Wednesday for the ratings, so I do hope you look forward to those, or maybe dread them, I don't know. Until then, I hope you have a good rest of your week. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Goodbye.